In this walkthrough, I will show how to create a simple AppBlocks project, upload it onto a TPS device, and run it in debug mode. Sign into your AppBlocks account or create a new one. We will be creating a new AppBlocks project. Let's call it Variables and Math. The AppBlocks development view contains 3 tabs. Start from the one titled Hardware. Here you can define what tibits are inserted into which sockets. Our project is so simple that it doesn't actually need any tibits except the power supply and the power jack connector ones. Click on a socket where you want to place a tibit. Tibit number 10 is a suitable power tibit for this configuration. You will find it in the Power group. Just placing a power tibit onto the main board is not enough. You must provide a power input. This is why an exclamation mark is displayed where this input should be. Click there to place another tibit. As you can see, the most commonly used power input tibit is already selected for you. Now let's proceed to the Features tab. Here, you enable and configure all the static features of your application. Under Static, we mean all the functionality and facilities that will persist throughout your application's operational cycle. In this application, we will only use one such facility, variables. Let's add a variable called counter. We shall also set the counter's default value to 1. And now the fun part, we switch into the AppBlocks tab. In this tab, you define your application's dynamic behavior. You do this by drawing block diagrams. To get started, drag the On button pressed block onto the canvas. This is an event block. It will execute every time you press the MD button on your TPS device. Now drag the Variable Set Math block onto the canvas and place it to the right of the first block. Draw a connection between the output of the first block and the input of the second block. In the Properties pane for the Variable Set Math block, select our counter variable. Input the expression counter plus 1. What you have now is an application that increments the counter variable each time you press the MD button. To make our application just a tad more complex, let's limit the maximum value of the counter to 10. Drag the condition block onto the canvas and place it to the right of the existing blocks. Fill out the comparison parameters. Select the counter variable. The condition is greater than. We are waiting for the counter variable to exceed the value of 10. Therefore, the condition is greater than. Here, we input our limit value, which is 10. Place another Variable Set Math block to the right of the condition block. The condition block has 2 outputs, true and false. Connect the true output to the second Variable Set Math block. In this new block, we set the counter variable to 1. The final block in our application is the debug print block. It outputs data into the debugging console. Put our counter variable here. This way, we will be able to print its new value after each press of the MD button. Let's not forget about the false output of the condition block. Connect it to the debug print block as well. Let's now resize the canvas to fit the entire application on the screen. There, your application is ready to be tested. Click Run to compile and upload it onto your TPS device. The AppBlocks debugging process relies on an external software module that must be installed on your system for debugging to work. This demo assumes that you are trying out AppBlocks for the first time, and this component hasn't been installed yet. Install the Tibo desktop extension software. When it runs, it will show the list of all programmable Tibo devices found on your local area network. Do not close this window. Minimize it instead and return to the AppBlocks tab in your browser. Once the debugging component is running in the background, you will see the list of available devices in the Device Explorer window. For your TPS device to be discovered, it must be connected to the same local area network segment with your PC. After the target TPS device is selected, the AppBlocks will compile the project and upload it into that TPS. As the project starts executing, you will see debug output in the console window. Pressing the MD button will print incrementing values of the counter variable. After the counter reaches 10, it will be set back to 1. AppBlocks features a built-in debugger, allowing you to set breakpoints and inspect the values of variables. Here, I set a breakpoint at the variable set math block that resets the counter variable back to 1. Now, I will press the MD button enough times for the counter variable to become 11. The execution is now paused at this breakpoint. I hope you've enjoyed this demo of the AppBlocks system. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at support@tibo.com. Thank you for watching.